All right, it is time for a Q&A, which I have not done in probably over a year. First of all, congratulations on 90,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Well, really thanks to all of you guys. And my question to you is, do you miss Gymshark and your friends, David and Sawyer? It's actually kind of a funny question because when a lot of people saw that Dev and I left Gymshark for Young LA, they were like, oh, are you and David still friends? Are you and Sawyer still friends? Guys, friendships go a lot further than just the brand logo on a t-shirt that you're wearing. So there's no conflict or anything like that. We were just with Sawyer out in LA a few weeks ago, and we're planning on getting another place together at some point in the near future. But I've been seeing them a lot less recently because I'm not at all the Gymshark events. But I should be linking up with David again pretty soon as well when I'm back on the East Coast and like Rhode Island and New Jersey a bit. So there's still tons of content to come from with both of them, and definitely two people I consider to be some of my best friends ever. So those are lifelong friendships and not just something that's articulated for social media per se, which leads me into another topic I want to talk about real quick, because when I meet a lot of people in person, they always say like, oh, what influencers are fake? Who don't you really like? And I always put so much thought into it. And I can't think of one person in the fitness industry that is fake or is just like a sellout for content or fake friendships or anything like that. And I think it's because guys in fitness, they're actually working towards something. They are providing value in their videos, inspiring so many people. The influencers that you see that are super fake and just one-sided for social media, or just film a video with you and never talk to you again, those are the type of people that blow up for no reason, just doing like TikTok dances where their sole purpose is just to be a famous celebrity for no reason, just to be liked. They're not actually providing value, or they don't have a purpose, which to me seems like the most unfulfilling thing ever. And I would never want to do that in my life. The whole point of making content, putting out cool videos and everything, the most fulfilling aspect of that is when you guys are commenting and watching the videos and are so inspired by it. And sometimes I like lose sight of that, and I forget how inspired people get by videos. But then I think back to myself, like what these videos did for me in skiing, fitness, and now even movies and acting. And I'm like, holy shit, if it weren't for these people, I don't even know what I'd be doing with my life. Like, those videos gave me a completely different life path and purpose of what I want to do. So I just want to be somebody that can do that for other people. I feel like the majority of people in the fitness industry and specific niches are actually trying to motivate and inspire so many kids, and not just make videos for views and to become famous for a soulless reason. Do you ever want to compete in a bodybuilding competition? Why or why not? So this is definitely one of my most asked questions, if myself or Devin wants to compete in bodybuilding. And there's definitely a big part of me that wants to do a show at some point. I think it'd be super cool to like get that lean and push it to a crazy extent at least once in my life. But I'm so competitive. If I don't see the potential of me being on the Olympia stage, I don't really have the motivation to fully go into it. And if I were to compete, I would want to blast gear, get as big as I fucking can and push it to the craziest extent. But my interests are going into other things where I would actually want to get smaller, if anything, or just maintain where I'm at now. So I kind of go back and forth with it. I mean, maybe we'll see in a few years. That's definitely going to be years down the line anyway. I have a lot more work I'd want to do before I step on stage. But the goal would be to at least get my IFBB Pro card, and I'd want to compete in Classic Physique, which again would require even more size to do that. So it's not a definite no, but most likely not. Your varied interest hasn't choked out the love for the gym. Do you see yourself becoming more involved in acting going forward? So I've always been into a ton of different things. I was a pro skier before I got into fitness. I love surfing, content creation, traveling, and then acting and modeling a lot as well. So I don't think anything will ever take away from my love for the gym. I'll always love the gym, love fitness, still be making content and training consistently for my entire life. So don't worry, that will never go away. But over the last few years, my interest has gone more into modeling and acting, more so acting than anything, because I think doing cool photo shoots is definitely pretty sick, but there's not much meaning behind just a photo. You know, it's like seeing a picture of a shredded guy on Instagram. Yeah, it's so cool, but you'd rather watch a YouTube video, actually see everything about that person's life, their story, how they act. That's what's going to be truly inspiring. There's so much more meaning behind it. And I feel like it's the same thing with modeling versus acting. There's so much meaning behind acting and actually devoting years of your life to a movie. And I've gotten so inspired by movies before where it literally changes you. You'll come out of the movie literally being a new character. And I definitely want to do that for other people. And that's what I'm so inspired by. Honestly, everything I've done in life has been inspired by seeing other people do it. When I first got into skiing, I would watch the professional skiers on YouTube and I was like, damn, I want to do that. And fast forward like 5-10 years, I was a professional skier beating all those guys I used to watch in competitions and whatnot. And then the same thing in fitness. I saw the OG Gymshark squad and all of those guys. And I said, shit, that's what I want to do with my life. And I went ahead and did it. And now I'm watching movies and seeing these actors like Brad Pitt, Ian Somerhalder, Christian Bale. And I'm like, damn, I want to do that. So if that's truly what I want to do, I know I'm capable of doing that if I really put my mind to it and work hard enough. So I have been getting a lot more into acting. I've been shooting a bit more commercials, which I was just doing a few weeks ago in LA. I shot for a super small movie, but it's definitely so time consuming and will definitely take away from fitness a lot. And I want to go so much further in fitness. I know I have a lot more potential there. So I'm just trying to find that balance right now of like when I want to go all into acting stuff, really. Which superhero besides Batman would you like to be in a movie? See, bro already knows the answer is going to be Batman, so he says besides Batman. Honestly, I'm not too into superheroes. I just watched a new Superman movie. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I'm not really the biggest fan of like all the CGI stuff. I like older movies like Christopher Nolan's Batman's, Fight Club, Nightcrawler, stuff with that like gringy or dirty vibe. I'm a huge fan of Vampire Diaries as well, which isn't the typical show a guy in their 20s would watch. It's mainly meant for 16-year-old girls, but that shit's low-key fire. Honestly, I don't really have an answer for you because the answer is going to be Batman, but that would definitely be the dream character to play. Okay, just imagine this Batman scene, right? Give me like 10 years, I'll get to 230, 240 pounds when I can fully grow facial hair, long hair, and a beard, walking in the snow, kind of like Batman Begins with Christian Bale. And then as he becomes Batman more, go for the buzz cut, like chiseled jawline with scars on the face in the snow, taking the mask off and just having the buzz cut. I think that would be the most badass Batman, and we've never seen that look before. So Matt Reeves, don't steal my idea. I know you're watching. Do you do any direct ab work because your abs look great? I really don't. I did when I first started training, and I think I've got enough ab growth from doing compound lifts, like heavy squats, deadlifting, stuff like that. But I have recently started training abs where I'll do some decline bench sit-ups and some hanging leg raises. And that's inspired by Brandon Starr because he's always consistently training his abs. And it's not even necessarily about growing your abs, but just getting that density and mature, like grainy look. Brandon will literally lift up his shirt after eating junk food in the worst lighting ever and just have fucking insane abs. And same thing with Jeff Side, who has trained abs consistently pretty much throughout his whole fitness career. So that's kind of inspiring me to train abs a little bit more. What do you do 24 to 48 hours out from a modeling shoot to look as lean as possible? I mean, you're not really gonna get lean and lose body fat in 24 to 48 hours. But I mean, your best bet is just eating good, lean, healthy foods and not blowing out where you're gonna eat a ton of carbs and latch onto a bunch of water weight and stuff like that so you don't look shitty. But with that short of a time frame, yeah, you could just restrict your water a little bit, eat a little less food so you dry out, tighten up, and then blast some carbs right before you do the shoot. What's your type of girls you like? This was actually a frequently asked question. I don't know. I'd say I don't really have necessarily a specific type, but growing up, like celebrity crushes were probably Megan Fox, Madison Beer, you know, like a 5'5" brunette. Definitely a good look, in my opinion. Give dating advice. Ooh, I'd say the number one thing is just build yourself up, work on yourself, focus on yourself, and you will attract the women down the line. That should be the number one priority. And I'm definitely more about traditional roles. I think the man should provide, which obviously isn't going to be easy to do. It's going to take years of sacrifice and work ethic of building yourself to get to a point to be able to do that for your wife and family in the future. But I think that's going to put you on the best track, and you shouldn't be too caught up on women. I know it's a lot easier said than done because almost every guy is going to be to some degree, but it can definitely hold you back a lot. And I've even seen it firsthand where if you truly focus on yourself and build yourself up, you're going to have a lot more women coming to you. You don't want to be the one chasing the women. So yeah, that's my little piece of advice there. What's your height, body weight? I'm 6'3", currently like around 208 pounds. I'm pretty light right now, but I'm single digit body fat. I'm definitely at least 9%, and I'm probably gonna get down to like 7% in the next few weeks here. I was 7%, I came up because that's unsustainable, and now I'm gonna push it back down for the end of the summer is the plan right now. Do you think you can still make more progress with your physique? Absolutely. I think I could probably put at least 50 pounds on all my lifts and probably put on like 15 pounds of muscle. Honestly, if like I went hardcore like bodybuilding or powerlifting for the next 3 to 4 years, but every bulk I do, I put on a substantial amount of size and strength. I always just lose a lot of it because I go right into a cut and a deficit. If I just bulked for a year to a year and a half straight and didn't just like cancel out my progress after 5 to 6 months of bulking, I would definitely be so far ahead right now or could go so much further. But I just don't do that because I'd rather be shredded, rather do cool photo shoots, be lean and look better. But yeah, definitely a lot further. When do you go to bed and wake up? I'm definitely not a morning person. I'm someone who stays up pretty damn late and I get a lot of work done later at night. I'd say I usually go to sleep around like 1:30 in the morning, wake up around 10:30, but there's definitely times where my sleep schedule gets really fucking bad. And I'll be going to sleep at like 3, 4 in the morning. Sometimes it's even getting light when the sun's coming up when I'm still on my computer working on shit, and I'll be waking up at 1:30. But what I notice when I do that, my circadian rhythm is so out of alignment. I feel like hungover and tired throughout the whole day, even though I'm sleeping 9 hours, because I make sure I get at least 8 hours every single night. I don't care if I go to sleep at 5 in the morning, I'm getting my 8 hours in because I never have to be up for anything, which is one of the most crucial things when it comes to longevity, looks, muscle mass. Like sleep is literally number one. But yeah, I try to keep my circadian rhythm in check for the most part because I just notice I feel so much better during the day when I'm doing that. What's your favorite color? By the way, I love you, Kiernan. I love you too. Favorite color? Does it come in black?
Does it come in black?
What's your split? Push, pull, legs, off day, push, pull, off. So I train 5 days a week. Now, when I was younger, I used to train 6 days a week, even 7 days a week, because I wasn't as strong yet and my lifts weren't so heavy and taxing on my central nervous system. So I could recover so much faster. Now I'm only doing 1 leg day a week because I can't squat more than that. And if I try to squat twice a week, like I just simply will not be recovering, and I'll come in on like that next day and only be squatting like 185 because I'm so fatigued. So yeah, 5 days a week, 1 leg day a week has been the sweet spot for me as of the last year. But if your body can tolerate more, I would definitely do more. That's why you don't want to listen to or follow exactly what somebody else is doing. And even beginners saying, oh, I want to go right to an advanced program because I want to get good super fast or do what the experts are doing. That's not necessarily the best way to go about it, because you can actually make more gains and sometimes do more than what some of these top guys are doing because your body's different, you're in a different situation. Who's stronger, you or Brandon Starr? Honestly, if Brandon was stronger than me, I probably wouldn't answer this question, but I want a little ego boost, so I'm gonna say I'm a little bit stronger than him. But what a lot of people don't realize is that for my like 5 to 6 years of training, I've pretty much been powerlifting for 95% of that time, where I've been focusing on squat, bench, and deadlift, getting as strong as possible. And just in the last year, I kind of like eased off that a little bit just because it's been super hard to maintain when I'm traveling and doing other things or getting super lean. But Yeah, 95% of my training has been focused around powerlifting or power building. Obviously, I'm not hardcore powerlifting where I'll just like come in, do squats and like 2 accessories and dip. Like obviously I'm putting that hypertrophy work in afterwards so I can build my physique the best I can as well. But honestly, strength has been the biggest motivating factor for me in the gym. You can't look at yourself in the mirror every day and be seeing visible changes. That's simply not going to happen. You're not going to get motivated by looking in the mirror week after week or month after month. But seeing your strength go up, that's what motivates me to eat my meals, get my 9 hours of sleep. I'm like, oh shit, I have heavy squats tomorrow. Like I have to hit 4,000 calories. I have to sleep 9 hours. And I'm getting excited to go in and squat because I'm adding like 5 pounds or 10 pounds to the bar. So I think that's been one of the biggest motivating factors for me in my lifting journey, more so than just training for a pump or trying to look good, because you're not going to look good every day, every week, or every month, especially when you're doing like long bulks. All right, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon because I'm literally like drenched in sweat right now. But if you guys enjoy the Q&As, I'll definitely be doing a lot more in the future. I can definitely do one with Devin when I'm back with him again too. Bro, if I get another how to increase your height question, I might just end it all, honestly. Oh, heads up, heads up. Oh.